Hi everyone. How's your day been? Welcome to my daily review. Don't worry, I'm driving safe. Got my seatbelt on. Focus on the road. Don't want to complicate 2020. 2020 has been one crazy year for everyone. Not just the pandemic, but your businesses, your own personal economy has basically been affected by COVID-19, and looks like it's getting worse. So today I'm going to talk about two things. The first is kind of related though, but they're all basically around cost and cost triggers, things that have basically just increased our costs as Nigerians. And I'm going to try and explain the reason behind those cost triggers. So the first one, and the implication as well, I'm going to talk about the implication. The first one is full subsidy. So yesterday, it was on the news, it was also on Nairametrics that the government has increased the price of fuel to over 150. Right, and there's been a lot of furor around that on social media, and Nigerians are basically upset. And everybody has every reason to be upset, to be honest, because it doesn't just get worse. Um, and the government's point basically is that um, oil prices are going up, which should ordinarily be like an advantage to you and I, but I mean, oil prices are going up. And of course, the exchange rate has been devalued as well. So, and these are all inputs in determining the price of fuel that we all buy. And you all know that fuel is not market driven. So the government introduced this price modulation policy. So price modulation is basically the government, effectively controlling the price of fuel, but they change it from time to time, depending on the market prices. So to be honest, fuel subsidy is basically out of the way. It's just that government still has what you call price control. So what has happened is, like I said, oil prices have gone up, exchange rate devalued. So that's why you're seeing the cost of buying petrol go up to 151 or something naira, um, from 145. And the interesting thing is that if you recall, during the pandemic period when oil prices were really down, it was low. It went down to below 120. Like I said in my daily briefing of Wednesday, September 2nd, that the economy is in dire straits, and the government actually doesn't have any money to start to pay for a lot of these things anymore. So they can't afford subsidy again. Subsidy costs them over a trillion naira. So and in the past, even though they said subsidy, they don't recognize subsidy in their budget. The NNPC has basically been paying for subsidy. Yeah, they have been paying for it. So, but now the NNPC as well doesn't want to pay for it anymore, because they also need to be prudent as well. Because whether they're the one paying for it or not, it's still our money, it's still government money. So subsidy is out of the way. And so now you've seen fuel prices go up, and what that means is that inflation rate, it's going to keep going up. It's 12.8% now, but it's going to go up between now and the next 3 to 6 months, if not 1 year. Something else as well that I wanted to talk about was electricity tariffs. So that is kind of you would say it's dear to me, because I mean I am in that sector as well, so I kind of understand a little bit about the sector. So tariffs went up a few days ago. Went up by as high as 40% for some people, 60% for a lot more people. Why? Well, not a lot more people, 60% for some people, and then while for the others, it's going to stay flat. So, what exactly is going on? So, the power sector basically came up with what is called service reflective tariffs, and what that means in simple terms is that you pay for what you get. So basically, for areas where light is a lot more stable, maybe you're getting over 20 hours of light, which means maybe they take light once or twice in a day in your hood, and maybe when they take it, it's just for an hour or two max, and then they bring it back. Government wants you to pay the full price of electricity. Over the years, government hasn't. We actually haven't been paying the full price of electricity, to be honest. And if your bill, so just to give you the economics of it, the full price of electricity over the last 2-3 years has always been like 45 naira or something, but government sort of pays like half of it, takes care of half of it, while we pay the remaining half. So, but government is saying they can't afford it anymore, and the World Bank has said, look, if you're going to get any loan from us, you got to be able to take those things out of take it off your bill. So government has said they can't do it again. They can't take care of that anymore. So that's why electricity tariffs are going up. And it might interest you to note that electricity tariffs were based on an exchange rate of 197. That's how it's been for a while before they kind of changed it again, I think, to 305. Not recently, but we all know that that's not what the exchange rate is today. So it's 380, 386. And then things have gone up. Price of goods and services has gone up as well for everyone, and also for the people who generate the power. So the people who generate the power, they've increased their cost of power. People who transmit the power, they've increased their cost of transmitting the power. And then for the distribution companies as well, their own cost has also gone up. So this is why electricity tariffs are going up. But like I said, it's not going to go up at the same pace for everyone. So it's going to start first with those who are getting 20 hours of light and above. So maybe if you live in a neighborhood, let's say if it's in the mainland, I think Anthony, Maryland areas, they get a lot of light. So they're probably going to be paying the full amount, 52 naira or something, or 53 naira, around that figure. And those in Lekki who maybe get enough light are also going to be paying that much. But if you live in an area where there's no light, nothing is going to change. If you live in an area where you get maybe between 12 and 18 hours of light, your tariffs will go up as well, but maybe by about 40% or something like that. So those are the two things that are two new prices that are coming up. And like I explained, it's all because the government can't afford to subsidize these things anymore. So what's the reality for us? The reality is that times have changed. Everybody has got to tighten their belt. Things have always been hard for us, but to be honest, it should be harder. That's the reality, and more than ever, we got to be able to hold government accountable to, everything. The time has gone. It's no longer. This is no longer the era where, there's a lot of rent seeking. We have to be a lot more responsible now to our cost. So manage your electricity bills better. Turn off your lights. You can't use your ACs as much as you wanted to. You put fuel in your car, exactly the amount of fuel you need. You don't need to visit anybody at any time. You don't have to go out just because you want to go out. And in a way, it's on the flip side probably good for the economy. So maybe e-commerce businesses will probably boom because people rely a lot more on e-commerce now. You don't have to go out all the time to do your shopping or grocery shopping. Just rely on e-commerce. It's tough times, and we have to all just tighten our belt further to get by this. But I think Nigerians are tough people, and we should be able to get by at the end of the day. So that is my daily brief for today. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.